Well, yesterday I mentioned an exercise that I do, and it's in my book, Transforming Your Personal Prayer Life. And these are the words, if you want to scribble these down really quick: thanksgiving, praise, worship, God's presence, and then the affect of his presence, which is righteousness, peace, and joy. It's thanksgiving, it's praise, it's worship, it's his presence, and then the affect of his presence, what you sense, his love, peace, and joy. When you have a cold heart, you wake that heart up by embracing the discipline of thanksgiving. Now, this is not rote. In fact, you may begin to give thanks to God, and all of a sudden you sense his presence. You don't have to step off every step. But think with me logically just for a moment. When you begin to thank God, you begin to focus on the goodness of God in terms of what he has done for you in your life. You count your blessings. You may go back to the time when you were in the first grade, when you were in kindergarten, when you had the first memory of God and his presence. You thank him for salvation. You thank him for provision. You thank him for deliverance. You thank him for getting you out of that situation. You recount the blessing and favor of God in your life. And here's what will happen. Here's what will happen. There'll be a point where you just spontaneously turn to heaven and say, oh, what a good God you are. Oh, praise God. Oh, I glorify your name. Now you have moved from focusing upon what God has done for you, thanksgiving, to who God is. And you are calling out his attributes, his goodness, his grace, his mercy, his love, his kindness, his forgiveness, all those things. You are enumerating the goodness of God in terms of his disposition and attributes for him. You are praising him not merely for what he's done for you, but for who he is. And then what will happen is you'll find yourself lost in the wonder of worship. And ultimately, worship is wordless, because you can't express it. You can't say what's in your heart. You have no language. It's what Rudolf Otto called experiencing the numinous of God. You're overwhelmed by the goodness of God, the love of God, the grace of God, particularly as it aligns with your life. It intersects with your life. And here's the next thing that'll happen. The next thing that'll happen. You will experience the presence of God. The very real presence of God. The clearest indication of God's presence is his love. And you'll know that he loves you, and you'll return that love to him. And with that love will come joy and peace. With that love, with that deep sense of love, will come joy and peace. You don't have a faith problem. You got a love problem. Faith works by love. And what we do is we make prayer about getting something from God, about God doing this. We're upset with God. We don't think he's a good God because he didn't do this or he didn't do that. And I did this, and I prayed the extra prayer, and I stayed in church, and I went for the second service, and God still didn't do this for me. You have to look at the cross. What else can he do after he gives his son, his only son? I mean, well, how many more hoops does he have to jump through for you and me? No. This is a good God. Thanksgiving, the discipline of thanksgiving, will thrust you into praise. And praise will put you in a place of worship. And worship will ignite in you an awareness of the presence of God. And that will bring you to a place of love and joy and peace. I hope you have had a great Thanksgiving week, and that you'll have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas season. God bless you. Doug Small, Project Pray, America's Prayer Meeting Movement. Hey, every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm standing right here or behind this podium, and I'm using my trusty PowerPoint slides, and I'm teaching a school of prayer. You can enroll in these schools of prayer. You can tune in. We throw them out on social media, Facebook, Project Pray. You can pick them up on the Project Pray YouTube channel, the Project Pray channel. Make sure and subscribe. Make sure and like this on social media, and you'll know when we're going live to do these things. We've gone through simple, radical prayer. We've talked through the book, The Prayer Closet, how to establish your own personal prayer room. We've gone through transforming your personal prayer life, deep, in-depth study on Paul's concise theology of prayer with more than 50 personal prayer exercises, because you don't learn it unless you do it. Every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Now you can pick this up later if that's inconvenient. Eastern Time, the Project Pray Weekly School of Prayer. Join me.